Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Osric, and this is part 3 of my series called Classes in Session. If you missed the first two parts, the first one was using cover effectively, and the second part was burst firing, controlling your weapon, and also talking about sensitivity. Make sure you watch those first. I'm going to put a link up in the annotations on your screen, and I'm also going to put some links down in the description for you. But today, we're actually going to go over movement, distance, and we're going to talk about real briefly adapting to your team. I still want you guys to take a look at how I'm always using cover in this video, but we're going to bump it up a notch, and I want you to look at the movement now. Always notice how I'm moving from cover to cover, and something I do is I always have a purpose for moving in the map. I'll never do what I call hunting. Hunting is basically where you're wandering on the map looking for enemies, and that's very bad. You don't want to do that. You should always have a reason for moving, whether that's you're going to go defend a flag, you're going to move to another position. But when you move from position to position, you need to be ready to engage someone, especially this area that I'm entering right now. Notice how I'm always approaching cautiously, I'm checking the corners, and I'm sticking and hugging the walls. Also, make sure you guys are keeping some distance between you and the enemy. What this does is that creates what I call breathing room. What breathing room is breathing room increases the room for error, meaning that by having some space between you and the opponent, it's going to allow you to make more mistakes. And nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect, but you can limit mistakes from happening. The closer that you start getting to someone, and this is why I don't like some machine gun setups and whatnot, is because the closer you get, the more you rely on X factors. And what X factors are is luck and also internet connection. And you want to limit those factors from affecting your game as much as possible. Nothing's worse than having some guy with an overpowered AK-74 rapid fire come and spray you down when you had the first and the second shot on him, and he still took you out. It's kind of shitty. So, just to summarize that, make sure when you guys are moving that the only reason you move is so you can position yourself to intercept the enemy and to move from cover to cover while doing so. And that's going to help you guys out a lot. Take a look at what happens here. I start taking some shots from that guy. I run away, get behind cover, and boom, I just take out two guys. That's probably the smartest thing that you guys can do, is understanding when someone has an advantage over you to back off and not challenge him. There's no reason for me to try to outgun someone, and the reason they lost that gunfight, just like the reason I would have lost that gunfight, is because they were not behind cover, and the person behind cover is the person with the advantage. Alright. Next part I want you guys to start taking notice of is notice your teammates and what they're doing. In this particular game, I usually run with a party that will spawn trap, and I usually tell them and have to repeat myself several times to stay out of the enemy spawn. I don't know why they continue running in like this, but at some point I realized, okay, they're not going to stop doing that. They're going to try to triple cap. So I need to alter my game so that I can stay alive longer. Generally what I like to do is I like to stay in certain areas of the map and hold down that position. Since my team is moving, they're flipping the spawns, and when someone's flipping the spawns, it grants the enemies what I call the spawn flip flank. And what this spawn flip flank is where they spawn behind you and it gives them an immediate flank to your back. And that's almost always why people die in this game, and that's why you want to spawn trap, basically to contain the enemy so that you have control and can predict where they're at. But just to go back to what I was saying, my team is running in, so I'm altering my game by adding some movement, but my movement is behind cover. I'm always moving in a position where I'm protected from one side, and one thing here is you see me run back up to safe ground because I noticed the Blackbird wears off. When Blackbird's not up, you want to limit movement as much as possible. And here I am, still using cover everywhere. Cover can be anything from rocks to cars, which are physical cover. There's also visual cover, like those, like the huts on this map. That's visual cover because you can shoot through them almost completely. There's also wall cover where you can 100% hide your body, but you can edge around corners instead of shooting over stuff. I think right here you're about to see another example of when to run away. I'm trying to pick this guy's FAMAS up since I'm out of ammo and I don't have any bullets left, and this guy's lighting my ass up. So I duck down, try to regen my health, and then I run away. And here I'm thinking I'm screwed since I don't have a gun, so I'm trying to kill somebody really quick. And you can see me get really lucky here with that jumping pistol whip. And ooh, almost died. Look at this bitch on the rock up here. I think I try to clip him here in a minute. I think this dumbass probably gonna jump down. Yep. And he gets fucking killed. There you go. Is it just me, or does it look like I'm barely even trying? I swear, every time I watch this, it's hilarious. But yeah, that's what this is what these techniques do, man. Shit becomes easy when you start mastering this. And you're behind cover, it's fucking hilarious. People are always standing out in the open, and it's just like shooting fish in a barrel, like this right here. You didn't even know I was there. One last thing I didn't touch on was spacing, and I got about 30 seconds to talk about this. Is make sure you guys don't crowd your teammates. Respect your respect your teammates' space. Get knifed, son. Respect your teammates' space, and if your teammates are in a position, don't bunch up behind them. Try to cover an area or look towards an area where they aren't looking. And I've said this before, and I'm gonna say this again when I talk about some stuff in a later video. Is go where your teammates are not, because that's where the enemies are. It's very simple to understand that. But this is 26-0 gameplay. You've just seen part 3. More to come. Hope you enjoyed.